another episode of the Crossover Podcast. I'm Ben Gans here with Jacob Kaplan. And this week, we're going to talk about some college football as it's coming back and it's the best time of the year. You ready, Jacob?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So, we're going to save the Big Ten for last. As you can see up there, Michigan fan, he's an Ohio State fan, so we'll save that for last. But let's start out with the ACC. What are your predictions for the ACC? Let's get the final prediction.
Obviously, ACC, who was the best team in the ACC? Like, who made it the furthest out of the ACC last year? Let's think about that for a second.
Does anyone care?
What was it? Clemson was what, the 12? Anyone else? No, that was it, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, not really much from the ACC last year in terms of the playoff or, relevancy towards the end of the year. But my ACC winner, the team I just named, the Clemson Tigers, Cade Klubnik. Some might say he'll be the best QB in college this year. Who knows? Could be up for grabs with some other names. But I think, Dabo Swinney, he's trying to get Clemson back to the top where they were, a number of years ago with, when they had Deshaun Watson, Wilkins, and all those great NFL players that came out of Clemson. I have them going up against the Carson Beck led Miami Hurricanes,
I
Mario
have this as
Cristobal
well.
and company. I think it'll be a good matchup, and I got Clemson coming out.
I have this as well. I do have Clemson winning. They have four of their starting offensive linemen back, three of their top receivers back, in Antonio Williams, Brian Wesco Jr., and TJ Moore. And then the new defensive coordinator who they're bringing in, Tom Allen. He has great weapons to use.
Mhm.
So I really think that it's going to be too overpowered. And you see, Miami defense was a big weak part of their game last year. And I think that might carry over to this year.
Mhm.
So I have them losing a slight edge to Clemson. But don't sleep on UNC.
Ooh, UNC sleepers. All right, let's go
Bill
into we
Belichick.
got UNC.
Bill Belichick and Gio Lopez with Nathan Leacock as a wide receiver, transfer from Purdue. That's gonna be a nasty pairing right there. So I think they can make a run, and a lot of people may not have them.
Mhm. That's fair. That's fair. Bill Belichick, one of the best football coaches of all time. His first year at the helm as the coach of the Tar Heels. We'll see how it goes. My sleeper, though, for the ACC, they did lose one of their top weapons in the portal, but this QB I really like. I know he has the potential to do anything. Haynes King and Georgia Tech.
I
Okay,
like that.
I like Georgia Tech. They were a decent team last year. They beat Miami. I'm pretty sure, right? If I'm not wrong.
I think almost, or if not, I think they
I
did
think they
actually.
did. I think they did. Yeah, they did really well against Miami and Ward last year. They almost beat Georgia on the road, which was in Athens, which was wild. But yeah, Georgia Tech is my sleeper for the ACC this year. I don't know if, maybe if, they got some of that Georgia Tech magic again, they can find themselves, you know, fighting for a spot in the championship game. It's low-key a little unlikely, but hey, you never know.
I
Let's
like
move
that.
on to some might say the best conference in college football. Obviously, we don't probably believe it, but some when people think of college football, they think of the SEC.
Okay,
So who do you got winning the SEC?
it's Texas versus Georgia in the finals,
Yeah. Okay.
and I'm
Okay.
going with Texas.
So all
They're,
right.
I think they go undefeated this year. To be honest,
Okay. Okay.
I just don't know how you can go against them, especially when they got a Manning at QB. He's going to be special, potential number one overall draft pick.
Hmm.
And then the rest of the SEC is just going to be up for bids, but I think Georgia takes it. But don't sleep on the Missouri Tigers. Okay, they may have
Mm.
lost to Brady Cook and Luthen Burden, sorry, the third, but they added Bo Perbola, seventh best transfer class. And I wanted to go with the non-ranked team here. I feel like going with a ranked team for the SEC is kind of boring.
Yeah,
So
I can
for
see
them,
that.
the Zoo Tigers.
I can feel that. My obviously, yeah, we gotta agree with that. I got Texas winning, but I do not have Georgia. I have LSU in the SEC championship. It might seem a little odd.
I think Brian Kelly could do it.
Brian Kelly doesn't win big games, they say, but Newsmeyer is back. Unfortunately, they lost RIP to their wide receiver at Kyron Lacy, RIP to him. He would have been a huge help for them this year. But I don't know. I feel like LSU, they've always been a dangerous team to play in the past couple of years. I think they can finally get past that climb of Bama, possibly Georgia. I mean, Georgia this year, you saw without Beck and they had Stockton in that bowl game. They weren't really that crazy of a team, like against Notre Dame.
But Stockton didn't really have much prep going into that game.
Stockton really didn't, but like I don't know if he really impressed me that much in the full game he played. And Newsom Myers got one last year to prove himself as a top NFL quarterback, top pick in next year's draft. So I think he really has something to prove, and he'll deliver for them, and they'll find their way facing Texas in Atlanta come
That's fair.
start of the new year. My sleeper, I really didn't know who to put for this. I mean, obviously you went with the unranked team Missouri. That was props to you. That was a really good pick. I'm going with the team that started off really good last year. Obviously, they lost week one last year, but they could have had if they won some games. Let me see, let me look quickly. But I'm talking about the Texas A&M Aggies.
Ooh,
You know, I'm pretty sure Marcel Reed's still the QB there, isn't he? Pretty sure. If I'm not
Tim or
mistaken.
Wa-
Is it
Wa- Waveman.
Marcel Reed or something like that?
Well, I want to give a shout out to Florida. I think they'll be good this year also.
Yeah,
They
I've seen a
left.
lot of people say Florida,
I
but
think
let's.
the national champion will come out the SEC, most likely.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Yeah, Texas A&M, they had some clutch wins last year. They killed Missouri, big win. They beat LSU. So it was four losses, the tough loss to A&M, the tough loss to Texas at the end of the year. They were a couple wins away from being, a really good team in the playoff, but it didn't go their way. But I think this year, maybe like I said about Georgia Tech, if the dice fall their way, we can see them in Atlanta come
I like that.
that time of year.
Let's go to a boring conference, in my opinion. Big 12. I think that's kind of boring.
Yeah,
Like
it's kind of a no.
everyone knows that like whoever makes it out of the Big 12 is not going to make it far.
It's
Sorry,
kind of a
Big 12 fans.
no brainer pick here, Loki. If I'm being honest,
I got Kansas State versus Arizona State in the finals.
agreed 1,000%.
I'm going to be going with Kansas State to beat Arizona State in the finals.
Ooh, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Let's go Wildcats. I like Avery Johnson. I think he's a great QB.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Dylan Edwards, he had a meh season last year,
Mm-hmm.
and this is his senior season, so I think he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
watch out for him to win, maybe even win the running back of the year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See that conversation.
Yeah,
And then just overall, Kansas State is a good team, and it's a weak conference. So
yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
who are you going to say? Oh, Arizona State you have?
Yeah, I got Arizona State and Kansas State as well. But I'm going to go Arizona State, Sam Lovett, Kenny Dillingham there, and AT. Shout out Rome. Obviously he believes in this team. Obviously they lost Scat, but I feel like that was the only like major piece they lost. And they've been a team in the portal where players you might not expect players to go there, but ASU can become a potential up and coming powerhouse, and it continues with Levitt and Dillingham, this duo. Possibly their final time together. Who knows what Levitt's decision going to be after this year? But yeah, I feel like Arizona State continues their Big 12 dominance. They win the Big 12 this year. And did you say your sleeper yet?
My sleeper, I'm going to go with the Arizona Wildcats. They lost Ted McMillan. That's true. But they still have Noah
Mm-hmm.
Fifta, who I think is going to have a big year. And then they got great additions to their offensive line. And that was their main struggle last year is that Fifta didn't have enough time in the pocket to be able to
Yeah, I
throw the
feel that.
ball. So we had to
I
chuck it
feel
up a
that.
lot.
Hmm.
But they got some great additions, especially in two transfers. I know one is Tristan Bounds. So I
Hmm.
think that'll help them be able to settle more in the pocket and make smarter decisions. So I could see them going far.
I like that. I like that. My sleeper. Some might say they're not gonna be a top. They weren't. They might have lost their mojo after losing one of or a couple of the most talked athletes last year. Who knows who their head coach is going to be? They had a great portal, in my opinion, this offseason. I'm going with the Colorado Buffaloes as my sleeper in the Big 12. Who knows if Dion's going to be the coach this season, but they got
Is he
Cade.
not? I thought he is.
I mean, he's got his health issues, so who knows? I think he might have stepped down. But Caden Salter from Liberty, who was a great QB there, transfers in. One of our favorite QBs, Juju Lewis. Shout out Juju. Set possibly the backup. Who knows? It'll probably be a good QB compo there. But we'll see how Colorado does this year. But I feel like they're a team to watch out for in the Big 12.
I like that. So Big Ten. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Last two Natty winners, both paid 20 mil. We'll get into that in a
Yeah,
bit.
we'll talk about that
Okay.
later.
We both have Oregon making the finals, correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. And then
I think I know where we're
let's
both.
say why. Okay, so I know you don't have Penn State. I don't have Penn State either. So
No, let's go into them for a quick second.
let's go into Penn State. For
I
me
feel
personally,
Penn State, like obviously they've returned all their guys.
they did, but I don't trust James Franklin to win big
James
games.
Franklin is not that good of a
Personally, I
coach.
just
I'm
don't see
sorry,
him
Penn
winning.
State fans. He's just not good as a
Yeah,
coach.
he's not. And Penn State fans, let us know your opinions in the comments. But I just don't see them winning the games they need to win. Last year, they only made it because Michigan beat Ohio State. They had to rely on other teams to get in.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, if they
I
didn't
just
make the
don't see them.
title game, I don't think they would have. They would
Oregon
not have made
though,
it.
has a great squad, and I actually have them winning the Big Ten.
Who's that again? Who'd you say?
Oregon, that's right. I
Okay.
don't have Michigan winning it. I do have Michigan making the finals against Oregon.
Mm-hmm. Not
I think
surprised.
Bryce Underwood's gonna have a stellar season. Going to become five straight for Michigan, which we're gonna love to see.
Okay, okay.
We can get into that after though. But I think for Oregon, they just have such a great team.
Mm-hmm.
Dante Moore at QB. They have one of the best recruiting classes and transfer classes.
Yeah.
They have amazing speed on their team. And then Dan Lanning is just such a great coach.
1,000%.
There's no way with this squad that they don't win. If they don't win the Big Ten this year, that's a bad look on Oregon.
Yeah, I totally agree. Obviously, last year, first year in the Big Ten, they blew it out of the water. You know, season ended with a absolute rout by OSU in the Rose Bowl. But if they didn't run into OSU, they could have made the national championship. They probably would have beaten Texas, in my opinion, if it got there. And if it wasn't OSU, they probably would have beaten Notre Dame. If I'm being frank, because Notre Dame's not that good. But yeah, Oregon, great team, great coach. Obviously, you went Michigan in the finals.
I
I'm
did.
sure we're pretty biased here.
It's
Obviously, I have OSU in the finals against Oregon.
it's not even biased though, because if you look at Michigan's
Yeah.
schedule, they
I
really
mean,
don't.
yeah, they have the cupcake conference schedule, if I'm being honest. They don't got the Oregon, they don't got the Penn
I
State.
mean, last year they had a tough schedule though, so it's like it just switches on the year. But it's gonna. I think it does come down to the Michigan Ohio State game.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with
I
that.
think
Whoever
Michigan
wins
gets
that
the
game will
edge,
find, yeah.
especially with the game being at the big house.
Hmm.
I think that will help. And Sharon Moore is undefeated against Ohio State as a coach. So
Yeah, with a little bit of an extra sidekick on this side most of the time. But hey, we'll get to that
okay,
later.
not
We'll
okay.
get to
We'll
that
get back to
later.
that though.
We'll get to
Sleeper,
that later.
I'm going to take the Wisconsin Badgers. I
I
like
like
them as
that. I like
well.
that.
Luke Fickle's a great coach, personal
Mhm.
opinion. He had a okay first year. I still think he's getting his grounding, so I think they're a team to watch out for. And then also just the
Mhm.
transfer portal they have is amazing. Or not amazing, but it's solid. So I feel like they
Yeah.
can get something done there. So
Yeah. My sleeper, our good friend JJ might hate me for this one, but I'm going with the USC Trojans and Lincoln Riley. I feel like their schedule isn't that hard, and USC isn't really like they've gotten some better players in recruiting. Their conference schedule might look a little tough because they have to run through Illinois, they have to play Michigan, they have to play Oregon. UCLA got a little better.
we can touch on that with Nico transferring. What,
They
what are your
did
thoughts
get
on it?
they did get Nico, so that might be a tough game to end the season on. So like if we take in all those good teams that we can possibly put a L on, they've already got what, one, two, three, four.
I don't know who even is USC's QB.
Not wasn't it? Isn't what's his name? Miller Moss or something? Did he
Yeah,
transfer?
no, I think he's transferred.
USC. It's a let's see, Jaden. I don't know how to say that name, and I'm not trying to butcher it.
I don't know, but I think the SEC and Big Ten are going to be the two conferences to watch out for,
Yeah,
which I
totally.
mean they are every year.
Mm-hmm.
But what about your group of five team? I want to hear who you got.
Ooh, let me. I did not know we were doing that. I'm gonna be honest. Let me think about that. You
You want me
go.
to go first? The 12 seed. Who you got at 12 seed?
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was bugging. I did not know it was called that. My 12th seed is out of the Sun Belt. I'm going with the James Madison Dukes.
Okay. Why?
First, I don't, JMU's touched the top 25 in past couple years. So I could see them possibly winning the Sun Belt, earning that 12th spot like Boise State did. I mean, obviously, I was contemplating between them and Boise State. I just don't know if Boise State's that crazy anymore.
Give me Southern Mississippi. Let's go.
Okay, okay.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Southern Mississippi fans, show some love. Come on. They got Braxton from Marshall, who led Marshall to a Sun Belt chip last year.
Mhm.
Southern Miss added 5 of Marshall's top 7 receivers from last year, and even though they lost players with the coaching change,
Didn't they get the coach? Is that why?
exactly, yeah,
Huff
they
or
gained
something?
players with the coaching change,
Yeah.
and then they also their starting right tackle Greg Nunnery coming back for another season after starting every single game last season. So I think he'll be a great blocker for Braxton, and
Hmm.
that'll help them. So give me Southern Miss. I like
I
them.
like that. I like that.
Heisman, who do you early Heisman pick? Who you gonna take? I'm taking Cade Klubnik.
Hey, Klubnik. It's not a bad pick. I feel like the three sitting in
JJ
in New York City when it comes to announcing the Heisman will be Klubnik.
Bryce Underwood.
No, no. Will be JJ Smith, obviously, second seat. Middle seat, save the nice middle seat for him.
Because he's not winning, so he doesn't need to get up. You're right.
You mean the middle seat's just the best seat, so he's obviously winning it.
Yeah.
And third, I could say it's a toss up. I don't know about Underwood. He possibly
Manning.
Drew Eller ain't winning. I don't even know why I put his name. I don't even know why he's on my
Manning.
tongue. Arch Manning possibly. New
Newsmeyer.
Austin Newsmeyer.
Could be.
Klubnik's a good pick. I mean, I feel like it'll come either down to him, a QB, or JJ Smith. That's just me.
I think it's gonna be Klubnik.
Klubnik's a really good pick. I don't know who the odds saying. Is he like a favorite or something?
He
Heisman
was the favorite.
favorites.
I'll check.
Heisman favorites 2025. C
Arch.
CJ Carr. Are we joking?
It's Arch,
Yeah.
Nussmeyer,
Yeah.
Klubnik, Jeremiah Smith. Shout out to Lenore Sellers. He
Yeah.
could
Lenore Sellers was an underdog pick.
he could get something going.
I
DJ
don't
Lack,
know. Why is Nico on here? I don't see that at all.
Brian Williams could be him. But I feel like there's an elephant.
Some might say Kevin Jennings at SMU.
That's possible. He great last year. I do think there is an elephant in the room we need to discuss.
I think it's coming from your side of the table, huh?
It's really not though, because I'm fine with the punishments, and I'm not the one crying. I feel like
I
it's more,
mean, yeah, I did not.
more Ohio State fans
Dude,
crying.
yo, they said what I told you. It was on the table. It was on the table.
Now, first and foremost, shout out to Connor Stallions. Throwing your phone in a pond
Absolute
to
wild.
secure a national championship,
Absolute wild, bro.
that is absolutely legendary. You'll be remembered in Michigan football history for that one.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to admit, even as an Ohio State fan, that's an amazing thing to do.
It's
That's
the throwing his phone in the palm was funny. I'm gonna be honest.
We do have the punishments for the Michigan cheating scandal.
They admitted to it, by the way.
Cheating scandal.
They admitted to
So
it.
let's talk about that. I know you're upset about it that they didn't get more.
I mean, I did not expect much.
What a hammer. Toy hammer.
It's-
Such a hammer. It was like the hammer they give you at the doctor to make sure your knees are
Hey, if I hit you on the head with the hammer, you would say "ow." So
okay. So we got a
$20 million ban for
well, first let's Jim Harbaugh a 10-year show cause.
AK.
Ball
He's
athletically
AK. That's
illegal
nothing
facility.
because he's not going to coach in the NCAA for 10
That's
years.
fine. He's light, whatever. Cool. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's in the NFL anyways, so that's fine.
Mhm.
Sherrone Moore, he did well. Two
Moore will not be going to Germany to face Western Michigan.
Oh no! What a
Oh,
shame.
no, a trip to Germany. Oh no.
We're not worried about that. Okay, he's suspended for 2 games by this team and then one by the
NCAA, yeah, NCAA just added one.
and it's against weak opponents anyways, so that's a slap on the wrist.
Hey, it's a slap to him. He can't go to another country. Unfortunately.
Connor Stallions, 8-year show cause.
He was not getting back in the NCAA anyway.
He was gone anyways. And then Denard Robinson got a 3-year show cause.
Yeah.
And so that obviously sucks since he's a legend at Michigan. And then money was the main thing. They were fined, was it 20 million?
20, yeah.
Or 20 million, which isn't bad at all. Dave Portnoy literally said he would pay that, I'm pretty sure himself.
Yeah, he just throws money at Michigan and eats pizza for a living. It's a big deal.
It's fine. Hey. Would you complain if that was your life?
Um,
Exactly. Okay. But I saw a lot of people complaining that, oh, the money's not enough. Like the NCAA should have
I mean, I don't know what was the money gonna do.
put a postseason
I
ban.
honestly don't understand. Like, okay, find them 40 mil. What was the point of adding another 20?
The money doesn't matter, okay? In a postseason, but let me tell you, do you think they should have got a postseason ban? Let me ask you that.
I thought a 2-year bull ban was gonna happen. I mean, it was on the table. It said
That's
that. It
dumb.
said that. You saw it. It said that.
It doesn't matter. That's dumb. Okay.
How was that dumb
The
though?
NCAA cares about one thing, Jacob. And what is that one thing?
Bread.
Money. Okay. That's
Yeah.
all they care about. So why would they ban one of the top colleges in the country from a bowl game when that means they're losing out money? They wouldn't do
I
that.
mean, I feel like they're not.
That would just be
They
idiotic.
don't make the most. They don't make the most money nowadays. Like they're not the. They don't
They
bring.
are a big source revenue. 100% they are.
Okay, teams that make more than them. OSU, Texas,
OSU
Oregon.
maybe, but more people go to Michigan now. Like there are a lot of Michigan fans. You got to think, okay, if
You
you have
could say
Michigan in a
Ohio
bowl,
State
no,
has the biggest fan base.
listen. If you have Michigan in a bowl year ban, okay, they're not going to be getting top athletes, which means you're going to lose less viewers in the Michigan Ohio State game because no one's going to care about that, which is less money, first of all, okay. You're going to lose all the Michigan fans watching games, which is a large amount, which is less money also. NCAA only cares about money. That's all they want. They just want the dollar bills in their pocket. So of course they're going to keep Michigan in. Of course they are. If you ever thought they were going to get a bowl game ban, they weren't actually. They were just trying to be nice because they had Ohio State fans and Penn State fans and Michigan State fans crying, wham, wham, Michigan cheated. Like, Michigan won that natty. They
I
had
mean, the evidence was there. You
shout
can't
out
say
to
it
Colston
wasn't.
Loveland. He had an amazing performance for the Bears.
Yeah, there's a reason he went like so late in my draft last night. Everybody knows.
No, I'm talking about the singing he did. Amazing singer.
Don't care about singing.
But no, really, like if you did you actually think Michigan deserved the ban? Like, come on,
A bowl ban, at least a 2-year minimum.
bowl ban. Okay, just what? So y'all can have an easy.
A
Okay.
2-year. What do you mean easy? Why? Because
Well, but
everybody
it doesn't mean anything,
everybody on
bro.
social media knows that it's tainted now. Everybody is
It's
saying that.
not tainted.
Everybody
It's
knows
still there.
that.
The NCAA even said themselves they want it fair and square.
Everybody
It's not
knows that.
tainted. It's not tainted, Jacob.
Why is Connor Stallions on Central Michigan sideline?
Look, I don't. I'm not personally friends with
Yeah,
Connor,
I know you wish you were in his shoes so you can go to football games. I know you wish.
but that is hilarious that he even pulled that off. That is
I'm gonna
hilarious,
be honest. I don't know how he pulled that off.
but he did. So props to him. Okay,
Yeah, sure.
sure. I mean, that's insane that he was able to do that. It's a legendary move. Okay, not saying you should cheat, but lastly, before we go, I want to touch on the Little League World Series.
Okay, okay. What your favorite thing to actually?
Shout out Fairfield, Connecticut. That's
Okay,
my team to win it all.
okay,
Going with a local team. Let's go,
okay.
Fairfield, Connecticut. Who's your team to look out for? One team to look out for before we
I
go.
mean, obviously Connecticut's good, but for me, I've been watching the Little League World Series for like years now, and I feel like the team, the East Coast, like the Metro Division team that like is wearing the Metro across their jersey each year, they do great at the start, and then when you get to the later rounds, like you're a game away from the U.S. Championship or what,
That's
like,
fine.
they dip way hard.
I wish Florida was in it.
I,
Hubba boss, hubba boss.
shout out to Raj.
I wish you were in it.
But yeah, the Metro team just dips after like 2 rounds. So I mean, I think they can. They might win tomorrow. They might not. My team to look out for is they just survived. They survived their elimination game today with a one-sided win. I'm going with Hawaii.
Okay. The usual favorites.
You know, they're a little league powerhouse. They always find a way to get it done.
That's fair.
You know, obviously Japan, Chinese Taipei. You can obviously say two baseball powerhouses there,
Okay.
year in and year out. But yeah, I got Hawaii taking it over Chinese Taipei this year.
Well, we'll have to see. Make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, comment, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We'll leave the links in the description. And we'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.